Hello and welcome to this June 1st, 2010 video version of Invested Central's Chart of the Day. I'm Tom Boley, Invested Central's Chief Market Strategist, and it's my pleasure to provide you with today's Chart of the Day. This Chart of the Day is brought to you by StockCharts.com, simply the web's best financial charts. Today we are featuring Massey Energy, ticker symbol MEE. This is a $3.1 billion basic materials company. Taking a look at the chart, you can see that Massey actually had been in a very nice uptrend for a while. As we got to the very end of the uptrend, though, in early April, you can see when we put in this last high, notice as we were putting in this high, we actually had put in a lower moving average convergence, divergence, or MACD. So we had a slight negative divergence there, and that's when the selling began. Massey sold off for about, nearly 2 months, dropping from about $55 per share down under $30 per share, and just recently at the end of last week we did bounce a little bit, but only back to about the 33.50 area. The volume coming in on this move back to the upside has me a little concerned. Even though we do have a positive divergence in play, you can see that the MACD clearly is higher here, even though we went to lower prices. So that tells us that some of that downside selling momentum is starting to slow. But still, we haven't seen any confirmation yet. We haven't gotten a break above the 20-day. Normally, with a positive divergence, what we would expect is to see prices rise and move up closer to that 50-day moving average, or test the 50-day moving average, if not actually break above it. But so far, all we've gotten are tests back up to look to test the 20-day. Moving back to early April when we actually gapped down, take a look first at the volume. These are game-changing types of moves down. When you get these big gap downs, you lose the 50-day moving average, and you do it with increasing volume and heavy volume like this. This is when I think you have to be very, very careful in a stock, because it does look to me like this is the type of event that would change a trend, and it did in this case. Now on the way down, notice that when we did have pockets of strength on the way back up, we were simply moving back up close to the 20-day moving average. Take a look at this first move down. When we came down, the MACD was pointing down. You can't quite see it because of the long-term positive divergence notation here. But basically, we got very little bounce on this MACD when prices were trying to stabilize here in the 41, 42, 43 area. Then we went back down again, and we put in the low in early May. The MACD was clearly much lower. Went back up again. We tested the 20-day moving average. That was it. We failed. We came back down. We put in another low, and with that low, we finally have started to see some slowing of that bearish momentum. So at least in the near term, it appears that Massey Energy is getting closer and closer to a near-term bottom. I'd like to see more volume coming in on this move to the upside, so maybe we get one more push to the downside. But I do think if we get another move down, put in another price low, I think that combination with another higher MACD could in fact put in a near-term, maybe even an intermediate-term bottom for MEE. So that's what I would be looking for. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation today. Be sure to check out our chart of the day every day at InvestedCentral.com. While you're there, sign up for our free weekly Market Pulse newsletter and have the chart of the day emailed directly to you. Happy trading.